Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to join us on this webinar, focusing on data and how data can improve plant operation. Today, we'll discuss how plants utilize data management systems, the role of data in the decision-making process, and our solution Han Prism that helps plants store, analyze, and utilize data throughout the organization. My name is Sarah Klein, and I'm the General Manager here at Han Software in Austin, Texas, and I'm with one of our customer support engineers, Chris Merrick, who will later give a brief demo of our solution, Han Prism. Some background on our company. Han Software provides optimized software solutions to help the process industry improve plant management and maintenance. The purpose of our tools is to enable active monitoring and give plant personnel and management a more complete view of the plant's condition. So why does data matter? By 2020, Gartner estimates that there will be over 26 billion connected devices, and the IDC projects that there will be 80 billion connected devices in 2025, generating 180 trillion gigabytes of new data in 2025 alone. Data has and will continue to have an impact on our personal and business lives, from the smartwatches we wear to the smart factories that create our watches. Another example is that in 2014, Gartner determined that big data adoption in the supply chain increased by 28% compared to 2013, and investment in big data increased by 50%. In the process industry, data is vital for digitalization. Asset-intensive industries like power generation and manufacturing have a huge potential for savings by using data to better understand their operation and status. But advanced sensors and having big data does not mean you have achieved digitalization. Digitalization changes business operations and how we do business. This requires a cultural shift at the organization level to view data and technology as corporate assets. Installing more sensors and collecting data is a great first step, but digitalization requires all layers of the organization to embrace the value and change. Data is a key part of the digitalization strategy and requires proper management. Coordinating and managing the different types, sources, owners, and users adds complexity to business operation, but the added benefits of data severely outweigh the additional complexity. You also don't have to do it alone. If you have in-house resources, great. If not, there are experts like us that can help you implement the necessary infrastructure and strategy. For data, I want to discuss two types, dark data and naked data. Dark data is the data that an organization collects and stores, but does not use to provide value to business operations. We had a client here that was generating data from its sensors, but was not doing anything with it. They knew it had potential, but they did not have the proper structure to leverage the data into actionable intelligence. Their data had a lot of potential, but potential means nothing until it's unlocked. The other type of data is naked data. Data without context is not helpful and can even be misleading. Knowing that the temperature is 545 degrees Celsius provides me with nothing. Knowing that the boiler was 575 degrees Celsius at 5:05 p.m. today and has been steadily increasing since yesterday, while pressure remains constant, is useful. With the context, data is meaningful. With both dark and naked data, the goal is making information more relevant to all levels of the organization. And nowadays, you can't talk about data without talking about big data. Gartner coined the term the 3 V's when talking about big data: volume, variety, and velocity. Big data is different from just data and the amount of data collected, how fast the data is collected, and the different types of data collected. Manually collecting the temperature of the boiler every 30 minutes is not big data. Other V's include variability, the increase in the range of the values, and the value, meaning the need for big data to provide value. We're still in the earlier years of big data and understanding how it will impact organizations and how we'll handle data security, privacy, and discrimination going forward. But the goal of data is to turn it into actionable intelligence, and each step is critical in the process to generate value. When approaching data, what should we focus on? The first is defining our question. What are we trying to solve or answer when looking at data? The process industry is pressured to minimize operating costs and is dealing with an aging workforce and/or loss of workforce. I'm sure you face these problems and know of other issues you face. So as an organization and departments, determine the questions you have that will provide significant business value if answered. With a great question, the next key is to determine the data needed. Are you already collecting the data necessary to respond? Some of our clients had the data, but it was siloed either by location or technology. Having a centralized location for plant data significantly alleviates these obstacles. Another key is ensuring the quality of the data. Is it measuring what you want and can you trust it? With a good amount of quality data, you then must analyze the data. There are tools out there like our data management system that provide analysis and visualization tools so that you can turn data into actionable intelligence. The final key is to interpret the results and act. Do the results make sense? Does it answer your previously defined question? If yes, it's time to act. Increasing your knowledge is great, but the value of data is its role in the decision-making process and your future actions and strategy. A key not listed on the previous slide for the process industry is to have a data management system to enable usage of data throughout all layers of the organization. A good data management system provides a central gathering of data. It is the source for your data needs. It's also the central cog to make data available to other applications. Data does no one any good unless it's accessible, and a data management system helps facilitate this. Next, it's essential in root cause analysis of upsets, and it's a historical memory of past issues. You should be able to learn from your past. Finally, it performs complex analysis using the data. Without analysis, data is just numbers, and numbers are not actionable intelligence. With a good data management system, you can analyze and process vast amounts of data from different sources in real time. Data management is a tool that helps your people focus on what is important, not struggling with accessing the data and using it. But what makes a good data management system? It's fast and intuitive. It presents multiple methods of trending, exporting, and reporting data, and it possesses efficient calculation engines. To be fast, a data management system must accept data in real time. The old joke, "we're there in minutes when second counts," can ruin your whole day for a data management system. You must track when tags indicate a change in value. If the change occurs between your sampling points, then you can miss what is actually happening in your plant. It must also be intuitive. The high turnover most of us experience necessitates an easy-to-use data management system. Taking months to train someone how to use the system is not acceptable. You should never need a PhD in computer science to use a data management system. A data management system not only has to store the data, but it also has to present the data. Multiple trending patterns such as graphs and pie charts help people visualize the data in ways that make sense to them and give you options in presenting the information for reports and dashboards. Getting the data is only part of the program, though. Once you have the data, you need to analyze it and store it. That analysis requires a fast, efficient calculation engine. Since I'm receiving data in real time, I want the analysis to be near real time as well. With a good data management system, I can see how my plant or individual piece of equipment is running right now and compare it to past periods to gain a better perspective. With a good data management solution, you'll experience easy monitoring, fast analysis, increased security, cost reduction, and effective collaboration. Easy monitoring, fast analysis, and increased security are the hows, but the whys are cost reduction and effective collaboration. It's also not about what a good data management system can provide itself, but also what it opens the door to more advanced technologies. For example, with a good data management system, you can utilize predictive analytics. But why would you want to use predictive analytics? In any process plant, there are thousands of sensors, transmitters, and equipment. Power plants have access to an ocean of data, and the technological wave will only continue this trend. But this data is only as good as the organization uses it. Predictive analytics helps plants move towards becoming a digital power plant and valuing their data as a corporate asset. So, are you ready? Some questions to ask yourself are: how is your data collected? What systems exist, and is the data from them siloed or difficult to access? If you're manually collecting data, not an issue, but you'll need to invest in advanced sensors that can automatically collect and send the data. Similarly, how will you get the data? Are the sources of the data geographically distant? Do you want to store the data on on-premise servers or utilize the cloud? Next, is the data measuring what you want? Or are there additional areas that you want to measure? For example, we partner with a vibration sensor company that allows our users to expand their vibration monitoring. Everything should be scalable and capable of expanding. Finally, you need to ask yourself, how will you pay for it, and does your company value data? I think these two questions are very much tied together. Any data management system is too expensive if no one wants or will use it. Proper training, data advocates, and continued discussions are vital as you become a digital plant. Once you've decided it's time to use data more, Han Prism, our data management system, will help you turn data into actionable intelligence. So why does a plant need Han Prism? For effective operation and improved plant availability. For effective operation, a plant monitors data in real time and historically for quicker analysis. A plant can share identical information throughout the plant for better communication. And plant personnel can care for their plant anytime and from anywhere. This improved monitoring, analysis, and collaboration helps the plant achieve operational excellence and reduce unneeded costs. Before installing Han Prism, our clients faced many obstacles in their data management. Data was stored across multiple systems. Sometimes this was because the fleet was geographically distant, but it was also sometimes a result of siloed systems in the same plant. Next, clients had slow data loading speeds or difficulty connecting to external systems, and it was nearly impossible to monitor their plant in real time or near real time. Finally, information sharing was difficult. People were looking at different screens and couldn't access the same information. Our clients chose Han Prism because it solved these issues. No longer did it take forever to get data or made you go to another computer in another room to look at different data. People throughout the organization could see the same information on their computers, regardless if they were or were not in the control room. With Han Prism, plants access and analyze data anytime and anywhere. So how does Han Prism work? The first stage is collecting the data. Han Prism can collect from various data sources, including the DCS, SCADA, and PLC. From there, the Han Prism server archives the data and makes it accessible to other applications and provides ERP integration. On the client side, Han Prism enables the user to do real-time monitoring of the plant, search for data and information, and analyze the data and create reports for better decision-making. Based on the needs, the client can utilize Han Prism as a plant information system, data historian, plant infrastructure, or enterprise data infrastructure. Regardless of the industry, Han Prism helps integrate IT and OT. No longer is IT out by itself, but a very important part of the IT-OT integration. Like IT and OT integration, I of course can't talk about data management systems without talking about security. Our solution, Han Prism, is only for monitoring. There is zero controlling, and it was designed to be that way. For us, we use a solution called Han Direction that physically prevents any commands or information going back into the system. Whatever system you choose, make sure that the data management system meets and exceeds your security requirements. The data that is turned into actionable intelligence will impact your operation, but you must ensure that it won't negatively impact operations for security reasons. That's an overview of our solution, Han Prism. It collects real-time plant operation, archives the data so you have access to the historical data, and provides built-in visualization and analysis tools so that you can effectively collaborate throughout the organization. I'll now pass it off to Chris, who will give you a look at our actual solution, Han Prism. So that wraps up our webinar today on the power of data. If you'd like to learn more about our solution, Han Prism, or have any questions, feel free to reach out either by phone or email. Thanks so much.